Hi and welcome to the video training of Phoenix, and in this video training we will be learning about request lifecycle of Phoenix. This video guide expects that you have gone through the introductory guides and got a Phoenix application up and running. The goal of this video is to talk about Phoenix's request lifecycle. This video will take a practical approach where we will be learned by doing. We will add 2 new pages to our Phoenix project and comment on how the pieces fit together along the way. Let's get on with our first new Phoenix page. Okay. When your browser accesses localhost 4000, it sends a HTTP request to whatever service is running on that address. In this case, our Phoenix application. The HTTP request is made of a verb and a path. For example, the following browser requests translate into the verb part and the path part. So all of these have the get verb, but the paths are different. The paths have hello, hello world. There are other HTTP verbs as well. For example, submitting a form typically uses the post verb. Web applications typically handle requests by mapping each verb path pair into a specific part of your application. This matching in Phoenix is done by the router. For example, we may map articles to a portion of our application that shows all articles. Therefore, to add a new page, our first task is to add a new route. The router maps unique HTTP verb paths pair to controller action pairs which will handle them. Controllers in Phoenix are simply Elixir modules. Actions are functions that are defined within these controllers. Phoenix generates a router file for us in new applications at lib helloweb router.ex. This is where we will be working for this section. The existing route for our welcome to Phoenix page is get page controller index. Let's look at this. Let's go into our project directory and open up lib hello web and router.exe file. You can see we currently have two paths. One is page controller and one is hello controller. These are existing two paths we have our routing file. The page we are going to build will simply say hello world from TechWeber when we point our browser to localhost 4000 /tech. The first thing we need to do to create that page is define a route for it. Let's open up the router.ex file in a text editor for a brand new application. It looks like this. So we have the hello controller, we have the page controller. Let's add a new route to the router that maps a get request for /tech to the index action of soon to be created hello web .tech controller inside the scope /do block of the router. So let's move on to the scope / and we have the application name which is hello web, and we are going to add a new router here and we are going to say tech, and it will point to tech controller and index function. Let's save it, move on. A new controller. Controllers are Elixir modules and actions are Elixir functions defined in them. The purpose of actions is to gather any data and perform any tasks needed for rendering. Our route specifies that we need a helloweb.tech controller module with an index action. To make that happen, let's create a new controller file and make it look like the following. Okay. Sublime lib /helloweb /controllers, and we will be creating tech_controller.ex file. and we are going to find it. Def module hello web dot tech controller do use hello web controller. Then we have the index function. It receives two parameters, one is connection and the other one is params. Render function, it receives a connection and the name of the view, which in our case is index.html, and that's the end of index function, and that's the end of our hello web tech controller. Save this file. All controller actions take two arguments. The first is con, a struct which holds a ton of data about the request. The second is params, which are the request parameters. Here we are not using params and we avoid compiler warnings by adding the leading underscore. The core of this function is render con and receives a string as the name of the view. It tells Phoenix to render index.html. The modules responsible for rendering are views. By default, Phoenix views are named after the controller. So Phoenix is expecting a hello web.hello view to exist and handle index.html for us. Using an atom as the template name also works. Render con colon index. In these cases, the template will be chosen based off the accept headers. For example, index.html or index.json. Okay, let's create a new view. Phoenix views act as the presentation layer. For example, we expect the output of rendering index.html to be a complete HTML page. To make our lives easier, we often use templates for creating those HTML pages. Let's create a new view. Okay, let's go to the command line, sublime lib hello web and views tech underscore view dot ex, and let's code it. Def module hello web dot tech view do use hello web colon view, and that's it. Save this file. Let's move next. Now, in order to add templates to this view, we simply need to add files to the lib hello web templates tech directory. Note that the controller name tech controller, the view name tech view, and the template directory tech all follow the same naming convention and are named after each other. A template file has the following structure: name.format.templating language. In our case, we will create a index.html.eex file at templates tech folder. .eex stands for EEX, which is a library for embedding Elixir that ships as part of Elixir itself. Phoenix enhances EEX to include automatic escaping of values. This protects you from security vulnerabilities like cross-site scripting and with no extra work on your part. Let's create the template file. Let's go to the console and hello web templates tech. We don't have a tech folder, so let's first create that folder. Okay, now we have that folder. Sorry, typo. Okay, now we can create that file. Templates tech / index.html.eex. Okay, and this template will hold some HTML class phx hero class, and it holds an h2 element which says hello tech Weber from Phoenix. Okay, let's close the h2 tag, let's close the div tag, save this file. Now that we have got the route, controller, view and template, we should be able to point our browsers at localhost 4000 tech and see our greeting from Phoenix. In case you stop the server along the way, the task to restart it is mix phx.server. Okay, let's start the server. Mix phx.server. This should start our server. So let's go to the browser and can go to port 4000. Okay, we are on the home page of Phoenix Framework, but we need to go to our newly created page tech. Okay, so we have successfully implemented a new route, a new controller, a new template and a new view. That's why we are seeing this page hello tech Weber from Phoenix. Now we can stop the server and move on to the next. Okay, let's create another route. For this we are going to reuse the tech controller we just created and just add a new show action. We will add a line just before our last route like this. So open the route.router.ex file and we need to create another route right here, tech messenger, okay, which will be handled by tech controller, and this time the action will be show instead of index. Save this file. Notice that we use the messenger syntax in the path. Phoenix will take whatever value that appears in that position in the URL and convert it into the parameter. For example, if we point the browser at localhost 4000 tech John, the value of messenger will be John. Okay, another new action. Request to our new route will be handled by the hello web tech controller show action. We already have the controller in the controllers directory, so all we need to do is edit that file and add a show action to it. This time we will need to extract the messenger from the parameters so that we can pass it to the template. To do that, we add this show function to the controller. Okay, here's the controller file. So we need to add a new function called show. It receives a connection parameter and a messenger parameter, which is binded to messenger, do and render connection show.html. Show.html will be the new file, the new view for our new action, and the data we will be passing to show.html is messenger, and that's the end of this function. Save this file. Within the body of the show action, we also pass a third argument into the render function, a key value pair, where messenger is the key and the messenger variable is passed as the value. If the body of the action needs access to the full map of parameters bound to the params variables in addition to the bound messenger variable, we could define show function like this. We can add the params at the end of the messenger. So it's good to remember that the keys to the params map will always be strings, and that the equal sign does not represent assignment but is instead a pattern match assertion. Okay, let's create another template. For the last piece of this puzzle, we will need a new template. Since it is for the show action of the tech controller, it will go into the lib templates tech directory and be called show.html.eex. It will look surprisingly like our index.html.eex template, except that we will need to display the name of our messenger. To do that, we will use the special eex tags for executing Elixir expressions. Notice that the initial tag has an equal sign like this. That means that any Elixir code that goes between those tags will be executed, and the resulting value will replace the tag. If the equal sign were missing, the code would still be executed, but the value would not appear on the page. And this is what the template should look like. So let's create a template called show.html.eex. show.html.eex in the tech folder of templates folder, and we're going to use the same thing, phx hero h2 tag hello techweber from messenger dash close exclamation mark h2 close div close, save the file, and now we have the new template show.html.eex. Our messenger appears as @messenger. We call assigns the values passed from the controller to views. It is a special bit of meta programmed syntax which stands in for assigns.messenger. The result is much nicer on the eyes and much easier to work with in a template. Okay, we are done. If you point your browser here, localhost :4000/tech/John, you will see the results. So let's start our server again. Okay, let's go to tech. Okay, we have our old page. Now what if I say tech/:John? What do I get? Okay, I get an error. It says, okay, we got an error. So there is something we have done wrong. I think it's in the router file because it's a router error. So let's go back to our router file, router.ex file, and let's see what we did wrong with this route. Okay, I think we missed the / here. So let's save it and try it again. Okay, now we have our result, hello techweber from John. Okay, let's call it Elixir, hello techweber from Elixir. So that's how you can add new pages, new routes and controllers in your Phoenix framework application. And that was all about this video. I hope that you have liked this video, and see you next time with a new topic in Phoenix. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to my channel.